Hello everyone, welcome into Seasonal Tarot. My name is Kathy. Welcome back if you're returning, and welcome in if you're new. I'm going to apologize for my hands. They are a genuine mess, but it's because I am dealing with working with roots and stuff right now. We're getting ready to prepare for winter, so I have to store a bunch of roots and go through them and clean them up and trim them, and so it's a continuous battle. It takes me about a week to do one crop, and while I shower and wash and all of that during that time, it's never ending. So I just let it go until I'm done this process. Yeah, so we're done. We're done the Samhain season. Officially 2 days ago, the moon was 15 degrees into Scorpio, which is like the marking of the ancient time for Samhain to end and Beltane to begin. So we're officially entering into the winter solstice pre-season, shall we call it. Winter solstice really isn't until the about December 21st, but yeah, so I've been very eager to try and get here and work with the cards, and I have been working with the cards, but for whatever reason I just haven't uploaded the readings. It takes a lot of time to upload, and like I said, I'm in the middle of getting the winter storage together for the house. So yeah, I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're starting your stew and soup season, getting all of that stuff together. Let's see what Spirit has to say to us today. A nice, what do we need to know coming into the winter solstice as we prepare to leave Samhain? Perfect. Okay. Bottom of the deck is pollination, so that's something to think about. We're prepping right now for spring already next season. So if I don't do the work of the roots crops, I won't have them last all winter long to replant in the spring. So yeah, I might put a little video at the end so you can see what I'm working on. Your pinky finger turns into a bird. It's interesting. Number 15. Your pinky finger turns into a bird. So I see a message coming out from the pinky finger. Crows are associated with lineage, ancestors, messengers from the other side. The veil is still very thin. We have lots going on astrologically as well. And I see the hand is working with the earth. So I think that as you touch the elements in the earth and begin to work your magic in your kitchen to sustain over winter, it's almost like we're bringing that ancestral knowledge with us. Your pinky finger turns into a bird. I think there used to be something about the pinky finger from my childhood. I can't remember what it was. When the cold solstice protracts the night, you walk into the wilderness, following the pinkest star until dawn. You lick dew from the green leaves and then sleep in the star-guided space until a crow alights on a branch that bobs audibly beneath his weight. I'll try and hold this one up straight for you. You awake, then lock eyes with the crow. When it blinks, you sit up. When it bows at you, you stand. When it speaks to you, you in turn ask to give you its beak. The crow flies to you, lands on your right shoulder, and drops its beak into your hand. You tie the corvid beak to the tip of your littlest finger with tendrils of vine. The crow grips your shoulder tightly until a single drop of blood emerges. You feed this drop to the beak. Immediately, the beak fuses to your skin, and your finger sprouts the tiniest feathers, eyes, and wings as it encompasses a mind beyond reckoning. The beak squawks. The crow grips you. The 4 inky wings beat in sync and lift you above the clouds. So the keynotes for this card are develop an untapped or underdeveloped strength or skill in order to access greater freedom. In symbology, human hands are magic. I'm not going to go much more into that, but I think we're on the symbology behind the card. And again, working with the earth and the elements, your hands become the magic that sustain you, and turning yourself to the rhythms and the cycles of the seasons enables you to craft your skills with greater intention. Interesting. Okay, so let's get 3 of the Botanical Oracle, Hedwig Botanical Oracle from CeeLo Thompson. This is an older deck. 3 messages, or just 1? Last one? Okay, just 1. We have Courage, Borage. So borage is a very common flower. It's a perennial in zone 3 and above, I believe. And it has lots of medicinal qualities. You can use it in drinks, soups, salads. There's other work that you can do with all of the plant, the roots, the stems, leaves. And so if borage is something that you have in your yard and you're curious, look it up. See if you can't harvest it a bit more, and if you don't have it, maybe you can plant it in your garden next year. And there's different kinds. There's white, red, and blue. So you're going to want the Latin name for this, Borage officinalis, and I'll put that in the description below. So borage talks about courage. That's why it's important to get the official Latin name, because the cards, plants are generally something that you could call, let's say, can't think of a common name, but something that you might call a marigold might be called a marigold, might be something completely different to somebody in some other area of the country. Borage is a common annual herb from the forage Boronaceo. And so borage is actually a perennial, can grow zone 3 and above. You just have to double check which genesis you get. Often called starflower because the blossoms which have 5-pointed petals, the flowers are usually blue, though pink and white varieties also exist. In the temperate climates, it spreads prolifically and has long flowering season. In temperate climates, you can find borage blossoms June through September. In some milder climates, borage will bloom all year long. Borage has a culinary and medicinal history and is used as an oil seed, fresh vegetable, dried herb, and garnish. So we went over this. And then it actually gives you a recipe for it in the book. Let me just see. Okay, here we go. Here's the oracle property. According to this herb book, courage is the oracle property that corresponds most strongly with the borage plant. It is legendary for its spirit-lifting and courage-inducing properties. Celtic warriors drank wine flavored with borage to give them courage in battle, and borage leaves and flowers were eaten by Roman soldiers before they went off to fight. Medieval knights wore scarves embroidered with the borage floral patterns for the same reason. For a courage charm, tuck a borage blossom in your pocket before any stressful situation, or drink a tea or a glass of wine flavored with borage leaves. Drinking borage tea is said to increase psychic powers and relieve symptoms of depression. Many of the most noted herbalists throughout history have considered it as an effective antidepressant for the feeling of elation that it induces. Place the fresh blossoms on the altar to bring luck and power to your spells. Sprinkle crushed dried leaves around the workplace for inspiration and business expansion. Because of its connections to Jupiter, this herb is associated with the Hierophant in the tarot deck. So Jupiter is all about expansion. So that is what it says about borage. I don't know if I needed to read that book piece on it, but it's always good to reinforce what I know. Sometimes I second guess myself. I have a long history with plants and gardening and all of those things, and I'm learning that I can adapt some of that knowledge into my practices. While I knew they always existed before, I was kind of the mind that it was a little bit woo-woo or dangerous to do that. So I'm realizing as I'm aging that's not always the case. Okay, Death card is the first one out. Why is the Death card here? So the Death is about death and rebirth. So we're going to use that as a subject matter. And that is fitting as we're leaving the autumn and heading into the winter, the preparation for that season, and we're preparing for spring. We're facing death, but we're entering into spring, and we realize that preparation begins now. In order to make it through winter, we have to survive. The Ten of Cups, and again, Ten of Cups is about happiness, fulfillment, emotional fulfillment. Nothing seems more brighter. Well, nothing's perfect, but it always seems a big sense of relief at the end of the season when you're bringing in your harvest and you know that your larder is a little bit full, or you found some sales and you can put a couple extra cans of stuff away. However that looks to you, and whether that's just having a nice organized dresser of drawers where all your winter stuff's taken out and all your spring stuff is put away for the season. Okay, we have the Hermit and we have the Five of Wands. So the Hermit is about the inward travel of the winter, and it also has part of a skull here. Show that to you. So again, it's kind of falls right under the Death card. So it's about being able to harness that inner knowledge, about knowing that we're going inward into a journey into the winter, but from that we can come out with some knowledge. We can study those plants, we can plan the garden, we can design how our larder will do better next year from this year's observation. The Five of Wands is competition. It's not a competition. It's not Pinterest. It's not keeping up with the Joneses. It's not anything. It's about realistically diving into a deeper introspection about what you and your family need in order to flourish. So you can go by somebody else's guidance, maybe to get a surface level. You can go out and buy all the canning jars, but if you're not, or plant all the plants, but if you're not at least taking strides into, understanding the benefits and working with nature, give and take relationship, you're not really using all of your magic. Okay. Can you tell us more about Pinky Finger turns into a bird, the courage to do the hard things, the death and rebirth, the happiness, the 10 of Cups, the Hermit, the 5 of Wands. It's not about competition. It's just within ourselves. If we can improve one step each day, a little bit, or one season, then we've really made a difference. Okay, I guess that's our message. Bottom of the deck is Judgment. Judgment is about raising above, understanding the call, and taking the action necessary that you know that you can do to help improve. So the time is now. Well, we didn't get the Hierophant, we did get the Hermit, and we did get the Judgment, so interesting. That Temperance card is right underneath that. That's about balance. And the High Priestess, intuition. The World card, one cycle is completing. And the 3 of Cups, community. Wow. Page of Cups, having the courage to take that step. Bottom 5 cards. Crazy. Okay. Judgment. Keywords are resurrection, completion, good news, awakening, enlightenment, and progression. The Judgment card features an angel holding a trumpet, and in my version, trumpet lilies. An angel calls for an awakening. You must take stock of your life. It may be time to find a new ways of living. You may feel called to change your life or open yourself up to a new possibility. This character manifested wearing a mask to me. The image speaks to transformation and absolution, a discarding of your masks and old ways of being, a renewed exploration of your true self. And that kind of ties me into the whole talk about the keeping up with the Joneses. The Judgment card speaks of an epiphany, a realization that you have not been living up to your potential or that you can do more for others. This card calls for a period of reflection and self-evaluation. In a reading, there are many interesting combinations that manifest with the Judgment card. When Judgment and the Lovers or the 2 of Cups come together, a relationship or partnership has the potential for permanence, marriage, cohabitation, or a limited liability corporation. Combined with the Tower, a major decision is imminent that will alter your course of life, and decision is most likely outside of your control. For example, a spouse may decide to file for a divorce, or a business partner may decide to cut you loose. In its negative aspect, the Judgment card suggests self-doubt or introspection that has become an obstacle rather than a way forward. Assess yourself and your actions thoughtfully, but be aware of becoming mired or in indecision or others' opinions. Being self-critical can sometimes cripple you. Remember all things you have accomplished already. Take stock of the good as well as the bad. Assess, make a plan, and move forward. And astrologically, it's tied to the Scorpio and the Cancer sign. So we are still in Scorpio season. And Cancer is about our emotions, what's hidden from us, the feminine aspect of things. Numbers are 2 and 20. Every time I see 2, I think of 20, I see 2.0 in my mind. It's like we have all this knowledge that we can rebuild a life on. It doesn't have to be negative. We can come from a place of it being blessed. And associated plants are golden sealed and marigold. So you may want to look up those ones as well. So that is what I have for you today. I hope that one was beneficial for you in some way. And my intent is not to come down on anybody, but just to perhaps offer and present something of reflection that you can perhaps choose to take or not. And if this doesn't fit with you at all, it's just not your cup of tea, I understand that as well. I still appreciate you being here. And until next time, take care. Much love. Bye-bye.